Axelrod said, but the clock is ticking. I know some states, I think deadlines have passed to file to become a candidate in the primary here. Is there any real discussions, and is there a possibility, and I just want you to go with me here, if Joe Biden decided tomorrow, he said, I'm not going to run anymore, is there enough time to get a candidate to raise enough money to put somebody else up against whoever the Republican nominee is?
I don't really think so. I think we've already seen Nevada, the time is up for that to get on the primary ballot, and New Hampshire for that case. But the issue here is that it's about who does the candidate hate the least. And this is a blessing for Democrats. Why? Because it's a red flag, right? If the alarm bells are going off, we need to figure out how do we get this message. Yeah, Bidenomics, that term is not working, but the policies are. What's not working is the communication to communities that we see are falling off in these polls. How do we get them excited? And how do we get them energized to make sure that they're showing up for Joe Biden?
But you just talked about delivering a message. You just talked about energy. The face of the party is Joe Biden. He's the one who's going to be tasked with that.
That's right, but the campaign has not kicked off. It hasn't gone into campaign mode. Now Biden is dealing with some very serious issues, whether it's in the Middle East or in Ukraine or dealing with inflation. And the Republicans will keep trying to pin on Biden this inflation with the spending that he's done to save the American economy. But the reality is that inflation has been rising all across the globe and to a lesser extent here in the United States because of Joe Biden's policies. So I think you're going to see some rebranding about Bidenomics, but the policies are going to stay true to help middle-class families.
I'm going to ask you about Bidenomics in a second. Rena, trying to tout Bidenomics. We have some new reporting here from our colleagues at NBC News. I'll put it up the screen for you here, calling Bidenomics a jumbled mess. The Bidenomics brand leaves nearly everyone, including Biden, baffled, essentially saying that no one actually knows what the word Bidenomics even means. Even President Biden himself is quoted in the article as saying earlier this year, I don't know what the hell that is.
Yeah.
David, I mean, if that's your brand, and that's your brand going into 2024, you got to be worried.
Well, that's right. A year out from the election, right, we have this warning signal to everyone. Hey, we're in trouble if we don't shift gears. And Bidenomics, it might have sounded good originally, but I think you're going to see some major rebranding on that. Again, it's about the policies that are delivering, and that billion-dollar campaign is going to have to juxtapose what Biden has actually done and what a Trump presidency will do. I think Trump is benefiting from being in the basement, if you will. He's been in court. We haven't really seen too much of him. And that's really benefited Donald Trump by him not having one gaffe after the other and one insult after the other. I think a lot of voters will start to...
He has been in court. He's been in court. Right. He is facing more than